The global economy is a complex web of interconnected systems, and the actions of major players can have far-reaching consequences. One such player is the United States, whose monetary policy decisions and money printing strategy have been a subject of concern and debate. In this geopolitical case study, we will delve into the sinister side of the USA's money printing strategy and explore how it is wreaking havoc on the world economy. For years, the U.S. Federal Reserve has employed expansionary monetary policies, including massive quantitative easing programs and low interest rates, in an attempt to stimulate economic growth. While the primary intention may be to bolster domestic economic activity, the unintended consequences have had profound effects globally. The first major consequence of the USA's money printing strategy is the emergence of economic imbalances and the threat of rampant inflation. By injecting large amounts of liquidity into the system, the value of the US dollar diminishes, leading to rising prices of goods and services. This inflationary pressure has a domino effect on the global economy, affecting consumers, businesses, and governments alike. The resulting economic imbalances can destabilize markets, erode purchasing power, and hinder sustainable growth. Moreover, the devaluation of global currencies is a direct result of the USA's money printing. As the US dollar weakens, other currencies suffer in comparison, creating a disadvantage for nations heavily dependent on exports. This currency devaluation can lead to trade imbalances, increased protectionism, and trade wars. The ripple effects are felt across industries and borders, straining international relations and hindering global trade cooperation. Beyond the economic realm, the USA's money printing strategy holds significant geopolitical implications. The US dollar's status as the global reserve currency gives the United States unparalleled economic influence and control. This dominance enables the USA to exert pressure and leverage its economic might to shape international affairs. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected, the actions taken by the U.S. monetary authorities impact the balance of power among nations, potentially leading to shifts in geopolitical dynamics. This case study will also explore real-world examples of the global economic disruptions caused by the USA's money printing strategy. Emerging economies, in particular, are vulnerable to financial crises triggered by currency volatility and capital flight. The sudden outflows of funds from these countries destabilize their financial systems, increase borrowing costs, and impede their development prospects. Furthermore, the socio-political consequences of the USA's money printing cannot be ignored. Economic disparities, exacerbated by inflation and currency devaluation, often lead to social unrest and political instability. As people struggle with rising costs of living and reduced standards of living, dissatisfaction with governments and institutions rises, potentially fueling protests and conflicts. In conclusion, the USA's money printing strategy, while pursued with domestic economic objectives, has far-reaching consequences for the world economy and geopolitical landscape. From economic imbalances and inflation to currency devaluation and geopolitical power shifts, the impact is vast and significant. In the upcoming sections of this case study, we will delve deeper into these ramifications and explore potential measures to mitigate the damage caused by this harmful strategy. The consequences of money printing. The United States money printing strategy has sparked significant concerns about its impact on the global economy. Explore the consequences of the USA's evil money printing strategy and how it is wreaking havoc on economies worldwide. One of the most immediate consequences of money printing is the emergence of economic imbalances and the looming threat of inflation. As the U.S. Federal Reserve pumps large amounts of liquidity into the system through quantitative easing programs and low interest rates, the value of the U.S. dollar diminishes. This depreciation results in rising prices for goods and services, eroding the purchasing power of individuals and businesses. Inflationary pressures can destabilize markets, hinder sustainable growth, and create economic hardships for nations around the world. Additionally, the USA's money printing strategy leads to the devaluation of global currencies. As the US dollar weakens, other currencies face relative depreciation, which can negatively impact countries heavily reliant on exports. Currency devaluation affects international trade dynamics, contributing to trade imbalances, protectionism, and potential trade wars. The resulting disruptions hinder global cooperation and strain diplomatic relations, amplifying tensions among nations. Beyond the economic implications, the USA's money printing strategy holds significant geopolitical ramifications. The US dollar's status as the global reserve currency grants the United States unparalleled economic influence and control. This dominance allows the USA to exert pressure and manipulate international affairs. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected, the actions taken by the U.S. monetary authorities can disrupt the balance of power among nations, potentially leading to geopolitical realignments and conflicts. Real-world case studies offer insights into the global economic disruptions caused by the USA's money printing strategy. Emerging economies, often vulnerable to financial crises triggered by currency volatility, experience severe consequences. Sudden outflows of capital destabilize their financial systems, increase borrowing costs, and hinder their development prospects. The resulting economic turmoil and uncertainty can have long-lasting impacts on these nations, stifling growth and exacerbating socioeconomic disparities. Moreover, the socio-political consequences of the USA's money printing strategy are significant. Inflation and currency devaluation erode the purchasing power of individuals, leading to social unrest and political instability. As the cost of living rises, dissatisfaction with governments and institutions intensifies, potentially fueling protests and conflicts. Economic disparities, exacerbated by the USA's money printing, create social divisions and erode trust in the stability of global financial systems. In conclusion, the consequences of the USA's evil money printing strategy on the world economy are far-reaching. From economic imbalances and inflation to currency devaluation and geopolitical power shifts, the impacts are extensive and severe. In the next sections of this case study, we will delve deeper into specific examples and explore potential measures to mitigate the damage caused by this detrimental strategy. Case study: Global economic disruptions. The USA's evil money printing strategy has raised serious concerns about its detrimental impact on the global economy. In this geopolitical case study, we will examine real-world examples of the global economic disruptions caused by the USA's money printing strategy and explore the far-reaching consequences. Financial crises in emerging markets. One notable consequence of the USA's money printing strategy is the vulnerability of emerging markets to financial crises. When the U.S. Federal Reserve injects massive liquidity into the system, it can lead to sudden capital outflows from these economies. This destabilizes their financial systems, increases borrowing costs, and hampers their development prospects. Countries such as Argentina, Turkey, and Brazil have experienced severe financial turbulence as a result of these disruptions. Trade wars and protectionism. Currency devaluation resulting from the USA's money printing strategy can trigger trade imbalances and escalate trade disputes. As the value of the US dollar weakens, other nations may resort to protectionist measures to safeguard their domestic industries. These actions, in turn, can lead to retaliatory measures and the erosion of global trade cooperation. Recent trade tensions between the United States and China serve as an example of the potential negative impact on global economic relations. Social unrest and political instability. The socio-political consequences of the USA's money printing strategy are not to be underestimated. The resultant inflation and currency devaluation erode the purchasing power of individuals, leading to social unrest and political instability. Rising costs of living and economic disparities can breed discontentment among citizens, fueling protests and political upheavals. Countries like Venezuela have witnessed the devastating effects of hyperinflation caused, in part, by excessive money printing. Mitigating the impact. To mitigate the damaging impact of the USA's money printing strategy on the global economy, several measures can be considered. Diversification of international reserve currencies. Countries can reduce their dependency on the US dollar by promoting the use of alternative reserve currencies. Encouraging the adoption of currencies such as the euro, yen, or yuan as alternatives can provide more stability and reduce the dominance of the US dollar. Strengthening international monetary cooperation. Enhanced global financial governance and cooperation are essential to address the challenges posed by the USA's money printing strategy. Reforming international financial institutions and establishing mechanisms for better coordination and information sharing can help prevent and mitigate economic disruptions. Sustainable economic policies. Countries should prioritize adopting prudent fiscal and monetary policies to ensure long-term economic stability and growth. Maintaining a balanced approach to economic management, including effective regulation and oversight, can mitigate the negative impacts of excessive money printing. Mitigating the impact. The USA's evil money printing strategy has been identified as a significant threat to the global economy. Explore measures to mitigate the damaging impact of the USA's money printing strategy and seek solutions for a more stable and resilient world economy. Diversification of international reserve currencies. To reduce dependence on the US dollar, countries can actively promote the diversification of international reserve currencies. Encouraging the use of alternative currencies, such as the euro, yen, yuan, or even digital currencies like Bitcoin, can help decrease the influence and dominance of the US dollar. Diversification provides stability and reduces vulnerability to the negative consequences of the USA's money printing. Strengthening international monetary cooperation. Enhanced international monetary cooperation is essential to address the challenges posed by the USA's money printing strategy. Countries can work together to establish mechanisms for better coordination, information sharing, and decision-making. Reforming and empowering international financial institutions, such as the International Monetary Fund, IMF, can ensure more effective surveillance and response to potential crises caused by excessive money printing. Promoting sustainable economic policies. Countries should prioritize the adoption of sustainable economic policies to counter the detrimental effects of the USA's money printing strategy. Implementing prudent fiscal and monetary policies that prioritize long-term stability over short-term gains is crucial. This includes maintaining sound fiscal discipline, investing in productive sectors, and avoiding excessive money supply growth. Sustainable economic policies foster confidence, attract investments, and create a solid foundation for economic growth. Encouraging responsible capital flows. To mitigate the impact of the USA's money printing strategy on emerging economies, responsible capital flows should be promoted. Countries can establish regulatory frameworks that discourage speculative capital inflows and outflows, reducing the vulnerability of their financial systems to abrupt disruptions. Encouraging long-term investments and providing stability for investors can help protect economies from the destabilizing effects of volatile capital flows. Enhancing financial resilience. Countries should prioritize building financial resilience to withstand the shocks caused by the USA's money printing strategy. This includes strengthening domestic financial institutions, implementing effective risk management practices, and enhancing financial oversight and regulation. By establishing robust frameworks to monitor and manage risks, economies can better navigate the challenges posed by excessive money printing. Conclusion. Mitigating the damaging impact of the USA's evil money printing strategy on the world economy requires proactive measures and international cooperation. Diversification of reserve currencies, strengthening international monetary cooperation, promoting sustainable economic policies, encouraging responsible capital flows, and enhancing financial resilience are key steps in countering the negative consequences. By adopting these measures, nations can create a more stable, balanced, and resilient global economic system, safeguarding against the detrimental effects of excessive money printing.